guys, welcome to Trust in the Drive Shorts, where today I have a special guest, Coach Katie Clayman. And Katie, how you doing today? Welcome.
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yep, y'all. Katie is all decked out in HBU gear right now. She is the assistant coach for HBU women's team, and she's bringing a lot of her experience from across the country, where this is her first year being a coach at High Point. Mm-hmm. And you would say, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be here. We love HBU.
Yeah.
It's been 6 months, 5 months?
Yeah, that's a short time you've been in High Point.
Yeah.
That's so I'm a third generation High Pointer.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be a first generation High Pointer.
I know, that's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Yeah.
So all right, so we're going to jump into some basketball stuff, because you're all basketball, and the women's program at High Point is amazing. They play at the Clayman Arena over on High Point's campus, and the games are just absolutely electric. So you're going to really be able to pour into some of these players that we're going to be to watch over the next couple of months. The recruiting is kind of weighed heavy on the assistant coaching staff and the head coach staff too.
Yep.
But what are you looking for when you're recruiting people to High Point?
Yeah, I was taught from a young age, just when I became a college coach, that recruiting really needs to be your lifeline to have a good program. And so recruiting is obviously so important. And recruiting has changed. I mean, we're still recruiting high school players, but now a lot of JUCO players, which is junior college, and then also the transfer portal. And then the game is global, so international as well. And so you can start watching them from a young age. I'm talking to 7th or 8th graders if they call me or see them in open gym. So it can start from a young age, but it's fun. I mean, it's totally my skill set of just getting to know the players, the coaches, the parents, anybody who crosses paths with those athletes. And so my job's pretty easy. I just, bring them onto High Point's campus and show them how awesome, the Clayman Center and our girls are. And honestly, we talk about this a lot, is just like our players are the best recruiters, just to show them, what it's like to be an HBU athlete, play for women's basketball, what it's like to be a student athlete, and get all that kind of stuff. And just, I would just say, like, as much as our players can just showcase just the personalities of what our team culture is. And I think they do a great job of that when they're on the visits.
So, all right, so you're recruiting a lot of players, and you're also bringing the culture up and having like a good team atmosphere when you're the advocates for your program are the players. Mm-hmm. And I felt immediately a part of the team when you came over to our house. We were doing like a booster dinner program. Ilderton Automotive Group is a huge supporter of HBU basketball, and so we had Coach Clayman come over, and my wife cooked dinner, and we were hanging out, and she was just like breaking down like how passionate she is about basketball and how she can build up, players and like make them feel super confident. And I was just like sitting across the table eating a bowl of pesto pasta, and I was like, dude, I'm all in. Like, HBU women's basketball is where it's at, and you really got me hyped up about just the program itself. And my family is just extremely excited to go watch the beautiful game be played at the Clayman Center. So you're recruiting all the time. When you were getting recruited, or when you were playing college basketball, you played at Oregon, right? That's a big deal.
Yep. Yeah, my college experience is very interesting. I actually went to University of Oregon for track and field.
Okay.
After 3 or 4 months, missed basketball, was just in the basketball facility getting shots up with some practice players, and then I didn't know that Paul Westhead was right behind me watching.
Nice.
And if you know Paul Westhead, he won a Lakers championship, and he won a WNBA Mercury championship.
Yeah.
And so he's a great coach, and he asked me to be on the team basically right after watching me
That's
shoot.
So cool, man.
I was like, well, let me just find out from my track coach if I can sign these papers. And then 2 days later, I'm going to my first ever game at Illinois in the Big Ten, and my whole family drove 10 hours.
That is incredible.
It's honestly a miracle, because if that would have never happened, like, would I ever played basketball, college basketball, or at that level? And obviously my experience at Oregon transformed me into the player and the coach. We had a coaching change at Oregon, and that's kind of really when I decided I wanted to be a college coach. I just saw those coaches come in and basically from the ground zero, just build us up from our culture to the details, the offense, the defense, to the family atmosphere, to the recruiting weekends. I was like, I think I can do this.
Yeah.
And they also said that they're like, you'd be a great coach, you'd be a great recruiter.
Yeah.
And so basically my senior year, I was like, I want to be a college coach.
Awesome.
And then that's when I went to Clemson to be a graduate assistant. So it's not my first time on this side of, the East Coast. And so I've really enjoyed my time on this side. And so I'm glad I'm back.
Yeah. So Paul's like just doing everything he can for the university. He's working hard, and he's just trying to attract as many, amazing people to the program. And he's just like helped you mold who you are today, and all the coaches that he helped recruit to the program.
Correct.
That's incredible that you have. And Oregon was a success story. I mean, they're a huge school.
Yeah. So it was Kelly Grace who kind of transformed that program, and obviously they went to the Final Four with Sabrina Ionescu and had the first round draft pick with Sabrina and then Satu, and you see what they're doing the WNBA playoffs. So it's just crazy, just all the little details of like how to build a program that I got to see come to fruition. And he always talked about us like a vision so powerful, it has to become reality. Because we knew in my junior, senior year that it probably wasn't us that are going to go to the Final Four, right? We were just trying to set the foundation for the group after us to come. Because our job as recruiters is to recruit over the players that we already have.
Yeah.
You want to keep getting better and better. And then hopefully the players that you already have on your team, rise to the occasion.
Right. You're attracting talent just to help build each other up and to make each other better.
Yep.
It's I see it all the time, like at our company, where you see, the team atmosphere. Everybody's expectations are raised to help give the customer the best experience. But then there's somebody that may be like a cancer or like a bad person that just doesn't care as much or just isn't giving their full effort. It totally weighs the whole team down, and it just really causes just a bad mojo as far as like the whole day-to-day goes. So so you're creating that now at High Point.
Yeah.
And I can feel it. And what made you want to join the High Point basketball team? Like, why did you want to leave Clemson and come over here? Your family's not from around
Minnesota.
Here, right?
So after Clemson, I went to Willamette, which is a Division III in Oregon, and had a great coaching experience there. Then I had the opportunity to go back and be a Division I assistant coach, and that was at Southern Utah the last 4 years. We obviously went to the NCAA tournament this last year. And then High Point, obviously my husband got the job at High Point for men's basketball first, and I was excited about the opportunity for him. North Carolina is an amazing hoop state. There's so many good colleges here, so I was like, I'll figure it out. So I reached out to Chelsea, and honestly, like High Point women's basketball just already has that culture, and so I feel super blessed that she had a position open and she liked me enough to hire me. And the girls and the staff have been great, but it all comes back to that culture. I mean, they went to the NCAA 2 years ago, and then she's had 2 Player of the Years, and then last year they came up runner-up, and then went to the NIT, and then we just are trying to get better every year and hopefully make that NCAA.
You're just
this year.
Yeah, I can see the vision is there, and y'all are trying to create the vision for those players, and that's a hard thing to do. What is the biggest challenge you have with the players currently right now that you're going to have to overcome?
Yeah.
To get to that next level. I mean, obviously NCAA bids are important, but where's the goal set to get, and then what challenges do you have to overcome to get there?
It's a journey. It's a process. I mean, we have 7 newcomers. We have a good mix of like upperclassmen though, with transfers, with returners, with kids coming back from injury, but it's still 7 new kids. So you're still teaching a ton. So obviously that's, a challenge of just getting them to play hard and play together. And that's a constant process all the way until March. It's a long season.
Right.
I would say just our non-conference is going to be fun though. Like we're playing at Virginia Tech the first game of the year, November 6th. They're huge. Just coming off of Final Four. I'm sure it's going to be sold out. It's their banner night. But like our girls want to play in that, You got
to go to Blacksburg, dude. That's a big sports town.
I've actually never been there because at Clemson we played them at home. So I'm excited.
It's a huge sports town.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in Blacksburg, and they are very passionate passionate.
And they're
fan
a
base.
very good women's basketball program.
Yeah.
They came to High Point last year, so we'll return that trip. And so just keeping our confidence during that non-conference. We want to compete in those games because we want to get a better seed if we do go to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
That's based on some of your non-conference win and losses. And then we have an opportunity to go to the U.S. Virgin Islands and play in the Paradise Jam, which is great. Those games are, nationally televised on ESPN. We're playing Texas. We're playing Arizona State. We're playing Central Florida. So, we got a crazy non-conference, and it's going to be fun.
Point.
But Coach Chelsea set it up that way. She thought that
awesome.
this group could take it, and they can. And so we're looking forward to it.
Man, HBU is on the map.
Yep.
Here we go. I love it. That's so cool. So me and you have gotten to catch up. We shared a little bit offline about what books we like to read. Me and you have a passion about reading, and you told me what your favorite book was one time. So I want to hear a little bit. I want to share with the audience what your favorite book is, but also what are you reading now, and do you kind of pass that along to the teammates that you have?
Yeah. Well, my favorite book of all time is The Mamba Mentality.
The solid book.
Kobe Bryant. And, I wasn't a huge Kobe Bryant fan growing up. I liked Kevin Garnett more. And then he obviously got more involved on the women's side as his daughter was playing basketball, Gigi.
Yeah.
And so he wrote a book, 5-10 years ago, The Mamba Mentality. And, it's just a phenomenal book. Basically, you want to run through a wall after it. And you're like, okay, I need to be wired like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
He was an incredible player. Was an incredible
crazy.
player.
Yeah.
Okay, and so Mamba Mentality, always pulling it off the bookshelf.
Yeah.
What about the new book? What are you looking to do on the new side?
Yeah, so my father-in-law sent us a book in the mail. It's called Relentless by Tim Grover.
Yeah.
And he actually trained Kobe Bryant, but he trained Michael Jordan and Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. And he's a basketball trainer, but he does the psychological side too and some athletic training stuff. And so he just talks about the difference of being good, great, unstoppable.
Yeah.
And it's not just another self-motivation book, because when I first picked it up, I was like, is this just going to be another self-motivation book? I read the whole thing in 4.5 hours. And then afterwards, I was like, I need to be better.
Right.
So he talks basically coolers are good, closers are great, and then cleaners are unstoppable. And so I would just highly recommend it.
Yeah, I'd say the athletes are able to do something that other humans and other professionals I just think have a harder time with, where when the pressure's on or whether the pressure's off, their mental stability is just at an all-time even. Mm-hmm. And that's where the greats really rise up, is where they don't get rattled at all, whether it's a game-winning shot or whether they're down 50. They're not gonna change their emotions too much. They're just kind of keep everybody just nice and even.
Yep.
And I've had to try to embody that as a service manager or service advisor or a sales manager in my career, where I'm just I'm highly emotional. And I think a lot of people have witnessed me be emotional. So I'm kind of telling on myself right now. But those sports books that you're talking about have kept me more you got to keep your emotions in check, and you got to keep, you got to play it cool. Everybody's watching, everybody's, looking to you to lead the way.
Yeah. You just never, it's the same with coaches. You never want to get too high, never too low. You just want to be a steady leader for them.
Yeah.
I learned this from my husband. He was on the phone and said it humble yourself after a win, because there's still stuff you need to work on, and then encourage them after a loss. And so there's always stuff to work on, but at the same time, you need to keep encouraging them and share the positive too.
Yeah. The words of encouragement are something I probably don't do enough, of, and I like to, build the team up a lot. And again, I feel that though when I'm, around y'all's program, y'all build each other up tremendously. Mm-hmm. And I think there's going to be a lot of success to follow. And High Point is just so grateful for the success that y'all have already brought in. And, guys, we're going to be able to witness greatness, at the Quabain Center all season long. Mm-hmm. And you've just done a phenomenal job of really bringing in some of the people that work for the university, and also some of the, I don't want to call us we're not vendors, but we're just I guess boosters. I felt so much love coming in to the HBU basketball program because of the current coaches that are there now. Like when they're inviting me to come watch them practice, or they're just like asking me to be a part of the Panther Club, which, like, by the way, like the Panther Club is like amazing. Like if you join the Panther Club, you get to kind of see the players warm up before the game. You get to have a nice little meal and a nice drink, and really watch these amazing athletes like put on an incredible show. And if you aren't a part of the High Point University hype, like, you need to be a part of it. You got to get on board, because like there's going to be NCAA tournaments there. There's going to be Big South tournaments coming up. The High Point is a basketball town. Like we're gonna kind of steal some thunder from the Chapel Hills and the the Raleighs and the Wake Forest. Is like it's our time. It's our time, and I'm excited to watch it happen.
Yeah, our girls work hard. I mean, they put a great product on the floor. So, if I promise, if you just come to one game at the Cabane Center, like they will do a phenomenal job, and you'll keep coming back, and you'll become fans of them.
Well, I know the High Point and all the people at Ilderton Automotive Group are excited to see you and Chelsea coach a great team. And again, I just want to say thank you so much for coming out and seeing us and being a part of our lives.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
go HBU.
Go HBU. Trust in the drive, baby. Here we go.